exclusive 76ers film breakdowns over on the Patreon. Also, I'm probably going to put my Doc Rivers press conference reaction over there. Also, patreon.com/runitbackphilly. Go to the merch store. Get yourself a very nice, comfy, warm, sexy, beautiful hoodie for hoodie season, and it has a Run It Back Philly logo. You help me out as an independent content creator, and you get some comfortable, wonderful, high quality clothing. Hit the like button and leave a comment for the algorithm.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
I'm gonna just say this, man. I'm not watching. I'm not watching the Sixers until they fire Rivers. Like I'm just at a like. This is the point that I'm not going to stress myself out watching this team that doesn't care. It seems like the players doesn't care. It just seems like he can't have control of these plays because it's just like the energy, the lack of hustle, and the flow of the game is just like I can't waste my time watching this team that doesn't seem to care. So why should I care?
Right. And, that's a good point because when people say, they owe Doc Rivers $24 million and they're not going to – and I say that, and I say they're not going to fire him because they owe him this money. But, like you and a lot of other people I asked on Twitter earlier, has the interest in the Sixers gone down over the Philadelphia fan base because of their start to the season? And a lot of replies were just what you just said. Yeah, I'm not watching until Doc Rivers is fired. So there's going to be a lot less people that pay money and travel and waste their time going into the arena, right?
Exactly. It's just like I wasn't expecting the Flyers to be a better team than the Sixers. Like that's I'd rather go to a Flyers game, and I don't even watch hockey like that. I'd rather go to a Flyers game right now than the Sixers.
I don't watch hockey at all, but I'm about to start watching it and doing post-game live.
Exactly. Like this is embarrassing, man. This is freaking embarrassing. Like I can't. Like I love basketball. I am. Listen. I will continue to watch basketball, but not going to watch the Sixers if this continues. And Rivers is continued to be the coach. Like I can't do it. I just can't, man.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's getting to that point. It's getting to that point where a lot of people are absolutely done watching this team until he's gone because it's just Groundhog Day. Why would I watch this when I know what's going to happen? There's no way this is going to end any differently than it did last season. Nothing is showing me that anything is going to be any different. So why would I waste my time watching it? I completely agree with that, and a lot of people are starting to feel that way.
Like it's like it just seems like Rivers doesn't care. It's just like if I'm getting the energy that the coach doesn't care, it's like it's at a point that we need a new voice, man. I mean, we see it with the Phillies, like it's like you gotta make a listen. The season is not over. It's not even half the season. You gotta make a change. You have to.
Yeah, you have to. The Brooklyn Nets fired Steve Nash, and all of a sudden Ben Simmons is coming off the bench. He's not.
Exactly.
Their new coach isn't trying to run Nicholas Claxton and Ben Simmons together because it didn't make sense. So you change the coach, and all of a sudden the lineup is different, and the team looks better. So yeah, we need a new energy. We need a new voice. I completely agree.
And you said it right. By us getting rid of Charles Bassey, I knew it from the start. I might watch somebody pick him up and play him like he's supposed to be played.
Greg Popovich, man. Greg Popovich, of all people. Yeah, Rodney, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it.
All right, take care, man.
All right, man. Don't stress yourself out watching this team. Stop watching. Stop watching. Anybody that's stressed out watching this team, just stop watching. It does get to the point where I just start laughing, though. Like, you know what I mean? It's stressful at first, and then you're just like, all right, this is hilarious. I wasn't actually that stressed out watching this game because I knew this was going to be a terrible game. I knew the young, fast, athletic Atlanta Hawks, who are 7th in the entire NBA in rebounding and points per game, were going to kill us because how could we compete? It's like a 40 and over team versus a bunch of 25-year-olds. We can't compete with that. Just makes perfect sense. Call from Haddon Heights, New Jersey. What's going on?
Yo, good. How's it going, brother?
Outside of this basketball team, I'm doing great, but
I'm glad you're not sick anymore. But this game tonight, I didn't get the chance to tune in, so I appreciate kind of the rundown you gave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if I was in the position of these guys, which is hard to put yourself in that position. None of us have been NBA players. It just seems like it would be really mentally draining. And these guys right now, they just not having any fun. And when you look at like if you look at the Eastern Conference, if I pull up the standings here real quick, if you take a team like Milwaukee, Cleveland, Boston, Atlanta, Toronto, Chicago, I don't know if any of those teams, fan bases, would be more angry at them if they got out in the second rounds than the Sixers fan base. Like, what I'm saying is the Sixers have this set of expectations that they've had on them for years, and they haven't had a chance to really spend much time growing and operating where they're kind of playing on house money and they're just out there having fun. Like the Grizzlies, they're a team that legitimately could compete for a championship this year, but nobody's pissed at them if they don't win this year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, like, these guys, they're kind of in this bind right now, it seems like.
Yeah, I guess so. And I think a lot of them are bad fits, and I think a lot of players are being used wrong. I think I always go back to what Paul George said about Doc Rivers when he was in LA. He said he was trying to use me like JJ Redick, and that's not my game. So I think and when players know what they're good at and know what they're capable of, but they feel like they're not getting the opportunity or they're being used wrong or they're being put in the wrong positions, they start to get frustrated and they start to say, fuck it, I'm not trying because shit sucks. That's very possible that the players are just frustrated at the roster construction or their role or whatever, and they're not giving the effort.
Yeah, you make a good point because when I've been very disheartened to see that even Maxey has shown some real lack of effort defensively. I know he's not this defensive stud, but I thought he would really bring at least the energy on the defensive side more consistently this year. And they need to be playing at a higher pace if they're going to play to Maxey's strengths. And if he's going to be this star, you could make the argument they shouldn't have to cater to him or something. But even a guy like Steph Curry isn't the best version of himself unless the team is operating using him in this variety of ways. And I think that, Embiid and Harden are both kind of past the point in their careers where they're eager to be hurrying down the floor to get a bucket 6 seconds into the shot clock.
It's tough. It's a tough fit all the way around with a lot of guys, man. So, I want Doc Rivers up out of here because I think the energy needs to change, and I think you need a culture change. You need a different voice. But also this what Daryl Morey did is very questionable also because the people that were like, oh my God, we signed a bunch of 40-year-olds, we're screwed. They're looking like they were right.
Yeah, man. You're not wrong there. Well, I appreciate you taking the call. You're making some really valid points here. So,
thanks, buddy.
Keep spitting the truth, and hopefully we get Doc out of here soon.
All right, man. Later. Yeah, get him up out of here, man. Because, again, what's the point? What's the point of not firing Doc Rivers right now? Why would anybody think this is going to change? Why would Daryl Morey, Elton Brand, Josh Harris, why would anybody think this is going to change? What could change about it? And when the players are showing lack of effort, Tobias Harris finished this game with 2 rebounds. A 6'8" NBA player in 33 minutes finished this game with 2 rebounds. When your players are showing a lack of effort, the only thing you can point to is the culture, what's being instilled in them, what's being ran through their minds every day, and it comes back to the coach. People think, oh, these are NBA players. They should just show up and play. They still have to be disciplined. They still have to be, you still have to do repetition. You still have to train the right way. Call from Edmonton. What's going on?
What's up, boss?
How's it going, man? What's your name?
Great Jolly from Edmonton, AP. Canada.
You're from Gonda?
Canada.
Oh, Canada. Okay,
Up
Canada.
north.
What's up, man?
Up north. Yeah, my only issue is Matisse. Doc can't even play him. I don't get it. It's ridiculous. Watched the past few games, and he's been getting minutes now, but you have one of the best perimeter defenders, and you refuse to play him on Trey or DeJounte all game.
Exactly. Yes.
Pretty funny game to watch for this.
Yeah, he did the same thing against the Boston Celtics. You know, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum went for 70 combined points against us, and he didn't play Matisse Thybulle. Yep.
You got to live with what Matisse does on the offense end. At least he's willing. I've watched the 2 games. He's willing to at least drive the ball, take threes. You got to live with that, right? You're not going to have guys that all dribble and score 30.
Yeah, and he's been shooting threes. You know, I mean, he hasn't looked like an elite 3-point shooter or anything like that, but he hasn't been like reluctant to shoot. He's been shooting them when he's open. So yeah, I think he deserves the minutes. I agree.
Yeah, get him out of here.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for calling from Canada, man. Shout out to Canada.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's weird. I thought Doc Rivers was supposed to be a defensive-minded coach anyway. You know, I'm really seeing an obsession with offensive players and basically refusing to play defensive players. We bullied him into playing Paul Reed, but really he just thinks, oh, I need shooters out there. I need shooters, so he plays George Niang at the 5. And he gets smoked on the glass, and he just gets smoked defensively, and it's like you have to balance it, right? You have to say, I need Matisse Thybulle out there, and then we'll see what happens. I don't know, man. I don't know. My guy, Jarrett Newsom on the line, man. What's going on?
What's up, bro?
What's
How
up?
you doing, man? Hey, man, it's time, man. I'm in agreement totally with you, and this is embarrassing to me. As a Philly team, the one thing we could pride ourselves on is intensity. I look at this team, man, and the most intensity I saw when Montrezl Harrell came out there, and he was hot when they took him out of the game. Hot.
Was he mad? I didn't see him.
He was hot, bro. I watched it on the sideline. He was hot when they took him out of the game.
Right,
because he knew he was the
but
only one.
Right.
What happened to all the dogs that we said we had? What, are they keeping them on a chain or something? What is going on with these people, man?
They're still in the
I don't
pound.
understand this. And like I said, bro, all of this starts with the coach, man.
Yeah.
If you can't motivate your players to play, who else is it on?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Yeah, and it is crazy. It is crazy that Montrez came in and injected energy and led that run, cut it down to 8 points. He's the only player the whole night that showed that fight. And Doc took him out of the game. He took him out. Those starters did not deserve. They didn't deserve to come back in the game.
They sure didn't. And he took that charge right in the chest. Come on, man. And you bring the starters back in this game? Man, that's a slap in the face.
The coach is just his decision making keeps getting more and more confusing, man. It really does.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. I'm on a campaign. When I see a Sixer game, I'm saying Sam Cassell. Every time I watch a Sixer game, I can't give up on them, man. I've been watching them since '82, the last time they won a championship. We talked about it many times, man.
You got to see one. I didn't get to see one. I started watching in '95. They drafted Iverson. That was a fun 10 years. I had a lot of fun watching that, but they didn't put anyone around him. Same way they're doing with Joel Embiid right now.
But remember, we talked about it too. Man, we got to the point where we was like, look, man, Joel, get out of here, man. You won a championship, you're going to have to leave here. Because it's starting to look like that, bro. They are not utilizing this man's talents correctly. Ben Simmons not out there no more. Why is he initiating offense?
I don't know, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Ridiculous, man. A 7-foot point guard.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you calling every single time, man. This is frustrating, but I'm right with you. I'm gonna watch the next game. It's just in me. It's just who I am, man. So let's do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna reciprocate that because I gotta do the same thing, man. All right, bro. It's always cool to holler at you. So it'll be cool, man.
Yeah, man. Have a good night. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Broadcasters mentioned Harrell was upset. So now your players are getting mad at your coaching decisions. He's already lost the locker room. He already lost this team. You can just tell by the body language and the lack of effort and the lack of giving a shit that you see on the court. But Now the players are starting to get frustrated with his decisions. It's over, bro. We got to end this now. You know, I put out the Fire Glenn t-shirt. Shout out to everybody that purchased one. I appreciate the support, but I honestly think he's going to get fired before they even get here. I didn't even get mine in the mail yet, and he's going to get fired before I even get the shirt. But it's going to be Fire Glenn forever, so I'm going to wear the shirt forever because who cares, whatever.